Well, folks, here we again for the weekly forecast. Pretty much nonstop rain for this past week, although not everybody received it every single day. We did see a scattering of precipitation every day since last Saturday. The heaviest precipitation fell basically across southwest, south central Nebraska. We've seen lighter totals the remainder of the state. We did have some heavy precipitation, of course, last Friday up in the Omaha metro and south central Nebraska, where we did have some localized flooding. So overall, if we want to count the data from Saturday morning through present, many areas of southwest, south central in the 2 to 4 inch range. We had some isolated totals around the Omaha metroplex area, approaching 7 to 8 inches. Of course, most of that fell with the Friday through Saturday morning event. Now, it does look like we have a couple more days of precipitation to deal with, and then there may be a drying trend as we get into the midweek period, with the possibility of just an outside chance of some shower activity, particularly across eastern Nebraska as we get into the early part of the 4th of July. But overall, it does look like the festivities for the evening of the 4th of July look fairly dry. So let's take a look at the upper air models and see what we might expect. First thing I'll draw your attention to is we do have a trough that's working through the region. We do expect some fairly significant precipitation across the state, starting from west, then moving toward east during the afternoon and evening hours. The potential for severe weather exists today across central and eastern Nebraska. We could see an isolated tornado, but the main problem we'll be dealing with is heavy rainfall, high winds, and the possibility of large hail. Now, as we go into tomorrow, some of that energy will slip off to our east, and we'll get a drying trend, a little bit of residual precipitation, very slight possibility Sunday morning or tomorrow morning, and then we'll see a re-energizing of the atmosphere as we get into Sunday afternoon, with the potential from northward to southward extent of thunderstorm development Sunday evening and into Monday, with the best chance over the eastern 1/3 of the state. Now, as we get into Monday, that trough will start to push a cold front through. We may get some residual precipitation in northeast through southeast Nebraska, but as we get into western Nebraska, the precipitation probabilities drop off rather significantly. But as we get into Tuesday, it looks like the remainder of that system passes to the east. Just an outside chance of some morning showers across extreme eastern Nebraska. And some fairly nice conditions with some warming temperatures both Tuesday and also on Wednesday as we start to see a high pressure ridge build into our region. Now, as we get into Thursday, we'll be seeing that ridge taking place. There may be some scattered thunderstorm activity around the periphery of this ridge, particularly over northern Nebraska, but for the most part, it looks like the remainder of the state will remain dry. Some of that activity may shift through eastern Nebraska by Friday morning, but overall, it looks like very warm conditions. Everybody will be in the 90s on Friday, and it should be spectacular viewing weather as we get into the fireworks on Friday evening. Now, as we look at the temperature forecast, the cool conditions remain this weekend in the northern part of the state, and we'll see a warming trend next weekend with the potential for even 100-degree readings across southwest Nebraska, particularly during the afternoon hours. As we look at the 8 to 14-day forecast, looks like normal temperatures from next Thursday to the following Tuesday. In terms of precipitation, again, normal precipitation, although the models are going to a slightly drier tendency.